Boba Fett, the world's deadliest bounty hunter is... Wait. This video contains spoilers for The Mandalorian Season 2, Episode 1, so, I mean, if you've not seen that yet and care about spoilers, then go watch that and come back. If not, I mean, you were warned. Anyway, Boba Fett, the galaxy's deadliest bounty hunter, is back, and to celebrate, I wanted to detail just how deadly he truly is. I think he gets downplayed significantly due to his performance in Return of the Jedi, but I mean, come on, he was up against Luke Skywalker, a Jedi who would soon overpower Darth Vader in a duel. But we'll get to Return of the Jedi in a bit. First, I want to talk about Boba's childhood. Boba Fett is, of course, the son of Jango Fett, a clone of Jango Fett's DNA. Boba was raised and trained by his father until Jango met his end in a confrontation with the most powerful Jedi in the Order, Mace Windu. Having been trained by his father, who was considered the deadliest bounty hunter of his era, Boba was more skilled with a blaster than most at a young age, which was displayed during the Clone Wars, as he far outskilled his fellow cadets who were also clones of Jango Fett, although they were not lucky enough to be trained by the bounty hunter themselves. Even fully grown and trained clones would struggle against Boba. Eventually forming a group of bounty hunters called Crate's Claw, Boba Fett would lead them on a mission to protect cargo from a dangerous group of ninjas. During this mission, Boba displayed his superior skill with a blaster and in hand-to-hand combat, able to take out multiple ninjas with his blasters, even knocking some of them out with his raw strength. He was even able to compete with the leader of the ninjas who took out multiple members of his bounty hunting squad in hand-to-hand combat, even though he was eventually knocked out, but he was distracted at the time, so I don't really count that as an anti-feat for this young Boba Fett. And while Boba's skills were extraordinary, he was no match for Obi-Wan Kenobi, who he briefly engaged in a short fight with while the two were in prison. At the tail end of the Clone War, Boba came across Asajj Ventress and was able to draw his blaster on her without her sensing it with her Force abilities, which surprised the former Sith. After this, Boba Fett took up the mantle his father had left behind and began bounty hunting in earnest, earning himself the reputation as the best of the best, stated directly in multiple guidebooks and by other bounty hunters themselves. Boba would never say no to the biggest bounties, even if other elite bounty hunters would reject them. In one instance, he takes a 100,000 credit bounty to bring in Jango, a former bounty hunter no one would dare cross. When engaging with Jango, Boba is seen kicking down a steel door and severely damaging it. After tracking Jango down, Boba allows him to draw his weapon, but it doesn't even matter. Boba is too quick. Even Darth Vader would come to acknowledge Boba's impressive skill set, hiring him to bring in the boy who destroyed the Death Star. After tracking the kid down, Boba uses a flashbang to blind Luke and engages in a fight with him. Being given explicit directions not to kill the target, Boba is holding back the entire fight, slicing up Luke to the point where he'd eventually go down. Despite Luke's ability to use the Force, Boba gets the upper hand and is about to claim his prize until he is knocked unconscious by R2-D2. After returning to Vader empty-handed, he informs the Dark Lord that the target's name is Skywalker, so of course Vader is interested in learning more. After visiting the location where Fett fought Skywalker, Vader remarks that Luke only survived the fight because he was so strong in the Force. Luke himself even states that he nearly died in the battle. After capturing Han Solo, Boba Fett takes a short detour to settle some old scores against fellow bounty hunter Valance, who is a cyborg and one of the most respected bounty hunters in the galaxy. For a bit of reference, Valance defeated Bossk, who easily defeated Black Krrsantan, who Obi-Wan struggled with. So Valance is no joke and could easily scrap with Jedi Masters if the opportunity presented itself. In his battle with Valance, Boba Fett emerges the victor, despite Valance catching Fett off guard multiple times. And now that we've discussed some of Boba Fett's best feats, let's talk about his legendary equipment. Boba Fett is essentially a walking Swiss Army knife, carrying dozens of weapons to assist him in any situation that would make even Batman a bit jealous. With his gauntlets, he stores blades, which he used against Luke Skywalker, a flamethrower, which was able to incapacitate Valance, a wrist rocket launcher, small homing missiles, and a fiber cord whip, which can be used to wrap up his targets. Hidden in his boots are retractable knives, which can be activated by his feet and used for even more deadly kicks, because remember, he's able to severely damage solid steel when he kicks hard enough. His jetpack allows for more maneuverability and even flight when he needs to make a quick escape or close the distance between himself and his target. Of course, his jetpack is also equipped with a missile that he can fire with deadly accuracy. Of course, the targeting system within his helmet assists him with the aim. In various pouches, he carries all sorts of grenades that can blind his enemies, or he can use explosive ones to obliterate them. Even his knee pads are decked out with rocket dart launchers. Every inch of this man has something that will maim or murder someone. Finally, we have his blaster, a modified ESB blaster rifle that Boba can enhance with a weapons accelerator, which is what allows him to disintegrate his targets. As for the armor itself, it's made of Beskar, which completely no-sells blaster fire, and when Luke Skywalker punched Boba, he hurt his hand just from the impact. But before we go, let's talk about Boba's unfortunate fate in Return of the Jedi with a quote from the novelization. Quote, "Many skilled fighters, even Jedi, have tried to fight Boba Fett before, and they've all failed. Han Solo, on his best day, wouldn't stand a chance. Fett is too good, too careful, too cunning. He could never be beaten by skill. But dumb luck? That's where Solo always excelled." The Electro Spear hits Boba Fett in the back, sending a wallop of electricity into his jetpack. It ignites instantly. So there you have it. More consistency for Boba Fett being more than a match for Jedi Knights, and falling into the Sarlacc pit due to dumb luck. I mean, it's blatantly stated that Boba Fett could never be defeated by skill, meaning that Boba Fett is probably the most skilled person in hand-to-hand fighting, or just bounty hunting, or just murdering in general. That statement would include such people as Darth Vader, and of course Luke Skywalker, who would have the advantage over him due to their lightsaber and their ability to use the Force. And that's pretty much everything for the legendary bounty hunter Boba Fett in Star Wars canon, although we're sure to see more of him in Season 2 of The Mandalorian, and maybe a little battle between he and Ahsoka if we're lucky. What character do you guys want to see a video on next? Let me know down in the comments, and remember the motto, it's Boba Fett over everything, and I'll see you guys next time.